Sorry.
At a time like this. Evidently quite a few, and she was one of them. A glance behind her shows that she's the last one in line, and she sighs as no progress is made. Did they have to put more nuggets down? Ellie wasn't overly concerned about that. That meant she'd get fresh, hot nuggets. Exactly what she wanted as she took a break from her studies. The line moves forward and Ellie follows one car closer to the deep-fried deliciousness that was chicken nuggets. She takes a moment to think more about her current situation. When Ellie was younger, she thought her adult life would be to go to school, graduate, and become a famous dancer, while marrying a wealthy man and spending their lives together forever. Now here she was, a single, useless lesbian, taking a study break to get some hot chicken nuggets. Before going back and reading over the same notes again so she'd be prepared to ace her quiz and keep her average up for her scholarship. She barely had time to mingle with the hot single ladies on campus because of this dang schoolwork. What a pain. Another car moves up and Ellie can see the interaction go fast. The person in the stupid Dodge Caliber handing the clerk a window a bill, and in return they give back a handful of change, a small bag, and an extra large coffee. Ellie can only assume that the person in front of them is someone in the same boat as her, a student needing food before heading back to their place to speed read or finish a paper that would be overdue if it wasn't submitted by 7 o'clock the next morning. Next thing she knows, Ellie pulls up to the window. She sighs contentedly, glad the wait is pretty much over now. She reaches for her bag, rummaging through it quickly for her wallet. The sound of the drive-thru window opens, and a slightly cheery voice greets her. "Good evening," she says. "That'll be $6.99 for your McNuggets." Ellie pulls the last 10 from her wallet, internally screaming at the fact she's wasting the last of the money she had for the month for these 10 hot chicken nuggets. She hopes this is worth it as she turns to the window, holding the bill out to the fast food clerk. "Here you go." She stops mid-speech as her eyes land upon the most beautiful woman Ellie has ever seen in her 22 years of life. Her purple hair was tied in a tight bun, a few strands from it framing her round face. Green eyes watch her curiously, and beautiful pink lips curve into a small smile while watching the blonde gape at her, with a 10 clutched between her long, elegant fingers. Her dimples stood out as she reached over, taking the $10 bill carefully from Ellie's almost sweaty hands. Ellie brushes heavily, quickly stuttering out an apology as she watches the girl lean farther than she should out the window. She doesn't exactly mind. It gives her a more than generous view of the bust that pushes against the top few buttons of the girl's uniform. "Thank you very much." The girl, named Nozoroomie according to her name tag, that has a couple of Halloween-themed stickers on it, says, turning to the till and collecting Ellie's change for her. Ellie watches the window shut for a moment while Nozoroomie does her job, her blue eyes gazing at her as closely as a fox to its prey. Why, of all times, to encounter a beautiful woman, did it have to be in the middle of the night at a McDonald's drive-thru? She'll even accept her change. Maybe she could give it to the beautiful girl as a tip. Did that seem weird? Were you even allowed to tip fast food employees? Ellie didn't care at this moment. What were chicken nuggets? Did they even matter at this moment? The window opens again, and the girl sticks her hand out with the change. $3.10 is your change, kitty, she says with a cheeky grin. Ellie can feel her soul departing from her body. She flushes more, shakily reaching her hand out for change and clumsily dropping half of it as the other girl tries to hand it to her. She thanks the violet-haired girl quickly, trying really hard to not make direct eye contact with her. The clerk smiles at her before glancing over her shoulder. She shouts a question Ellie can't really hear to someone else, and turns back to Ellie with a tiny, apologetic smile. "Looks like the nuggets will take a couple more minutes," she informs Ellie. Ah, so they really were putting some on. Ellie only nods. That's fine, she says, her throat a bit dry. She clears it, swallowing the nervous lump that settles in her throat before continuing to speak. I've got time. Well, she didn't really, but if her waiting meant spending more time with the gorgeous Chicken Nuggets employees, then so be it. She would wait as long as it took, which was approximately about another minute and a half now. She earns another dashing smile from the girl, who leans forward again and speaks in a sultry-sounding voice. What's a cutie like you doing in McDonald's in the middle of the night? She asks, curiosity flashing through her green eyes. Late-night nugget craving? Ellie replies awkwardly, giving her a crooked smile. I'm studying for a test, and when you crave hot chicken nuggets, you really can't deny yourself them, right? Nozomi laughs, and Ellie's heart skips a few beats at the beautiful sound. She pushes herself up off the counter, nodding in agreement with Ellie's answer. You make a valid point, she agrees. You really can't help it. When you crave McNuggets, you really gotta get some. Ellie laughs. McNuggies? Is that what the employees call them? She watches Nozomi close the window, moving away from it, most likely to check on the status of Ellie's order. Disappointment is quickly felt that Ellie knows she can fill the void by shoving one of those hot chicken nuggets down her throat the moment they were in her greedy, slightly sweaty hands. Chicken nuggets could fill the void of anything, including my cooter. Nozomi reappears, opening the window, holding out the paper bag to her. Here you go, kitty. 1 order of 10 hot chicken McNuggets, she says with a wink. Ellie can't even process anything. Her hand is extended outward for the chicken nuggets is letting go of the bag the moment the wink is registered. She gapes, and two of them watch in horror as the bag drops from the window and into a puddle that was there thanks to the rain from earlier that day. The both of them stare downward, and Ellie's lips purse as she resists the urge to bang her head on the steering wheel of the car. Nozomi can only stare downward as she looks at Ellie, trying hard not to laugh extra loud. Would you like me to get you some new chicken nuggets? Please. And that's the end of the story.